And it looks like we are live. So, hey, it is Sunday night. So guess what time, or guess what that means? It is time for Learning with Lynn. So I'm Lynn Huber.
And I'm Richard.
And this is Richard. I want to thank you guys for being here tonight. If you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so we know you were here. So, today we are going to talk about treat every day like your first day in business. So let me move some things around. And we'll get this ready. We'll get this show on the road. Hi, Lana. Good to see you. Okay, so now you should be able to see my page. This is my blog, onlinebeautybiz.com. This is a training blog. Hi, Karen. Good to see you. It's a training blog for my team and for every Avon representative. Everyone is welcome here. I have all kinds of training. If you're brand new, you should click on Getting Started up here at the top. And in there, you're going to learn how Avon works, how you get paid with Avon, how to set up your website, how to share on social media, all of the basics as far as getting started. How do you find an order if someone placed an order? It's all in there. So you want to get started there. On the right-hand side, it says sign up to receive our newsletter. If you're already receiving emails from me, you're already in. If you're not, you can sign up here and you'll get emails from me usually. Not always, but usually about 3 times a week. A little more right now because I'm working on a Facebook party. So when we have special events, you'll get more emails. But basically, it's just training and things to help you in your business. And then right below that is a search button. And you can search for literally anything in here. Just type in what you want to search for. Or you can look at the categories, like leadership or online marketing or face-to-face sales. Whatever you need to learn more about, anything that's tagged with those categories will show up in there. If you're on a computer, it looks just like this. You have the main part right here, and then you have this is called the sidebar right here. So you have the main part and the sidebar. If you're on a phone, that sidebar moves down below the main part. So you would have like all of this, you'd have about 6 or 7 posts, and then the sidebar would be underneath. So if you're on a phone, you just go scroll down to the very bottom to find the search and the sign up screen. Hi, Idra. Good to see. Oh my gosh, you had COVID. Oh my gosh, I hope you're okay. That is scary stuff. I'm glad that you're better. I'm glad you're on today. You must be feeling at least well enough to be on. So welcome back. Gosh, so sorry you had to fight that. But so anyway, so today we are going to do this one right here. Treat every day like your first day in business. So I'm going to click on that. And so, we all have 1,440 minutes in a day, right? Every one of us. And that means we have 1,440 daily opportunities to make a positive impact in our business. And so it's surprisingly, how many Avon reps allow these opportunities to slip away. If you're not paying attention, they can slip away really easily. Hi, Anitra. Good to see you. So before we get into that, though, we're going to talk about the daily 8. Let me click on, whoops, I don't want that. I want to click on the sheet to open it up, because it takes just a minute to load. Okay, so the Daily 8 system is something we teach to help you be consistent in your business. Hi, Sin, good to see you. Welcome. So, the whole thing about being successful with Avon is being consistent, right? And really, there's only 4 major steps to be successful. Number 1, you have to prospect for new customers and recruits. Number 2, you need to get a brochure to every customer, every campaign. Number 3, you need to follow up with every customer that you give a brochure to, every campaign. And then number 4, you make the sale, right? You take the order, deliver to your customer, or they go to your online store. And then it's just rinse and repeat. And every campaign, you're going to do the same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you're new, we ask you to create a list of everyone you know, hopefully at least 200 names, right? And you don't have to give it to me. You don't have to give it to anybody. This is your list. And so no one's going to know who's on that list and who isn't. But you're going to just everybody you know and write them down, even if you don't think they'd be interested, because it's amazing how once you get them out of your head, it frees up your brain to come up with more names, so you just get it written down. You're just writing them down, but come up with that list. And then as we do the daily system, you're going to be getting points for doing things like finding new people to grow your business. So if you take that list, if you're brand new, and let's just say you took 4 or 5 people a day, and you contacted them, you could text them, you could send them a Facebook message, you could, however you normally would talk to that person, and just say, hey, I just started my new Avon business. I'm so excited. Would you like to receive a brochure? And And that's it. If they say yes, that counts as a name for that day, right? And then you can add them to your form, and we're going to come to that in just a second. And then once you make it through that list, by the way, that list is a growing, breathing document. It's something that even I, 20 years later, still maintain a list, because you're always going to be crossing people off. You're going to be adding people on, and it just constantly growing. Hi, Denise. Good to see you. So that's, and then when you work through that list, now you need to be prospecting, because your business is always in the new, always. If you want to grow, you need to find new. And so you're always looking for new customers and recruits. So as you're going about your day, maybe you're going through the check stand and you talk to the girl or the guy or whatever, the cashier, and you ask them if they'd be interested in a brochure, or maybe you say, wow, I really appreciate your service. You're great. You'd be great at my business. Have you ever thought about selling Avon? However you think you want to approach them. Or an easy way to do this, and of course I carry brochures with me, but some of you I know prefer to do digital because brochures cost money. I get that, right? So an easy way to do it digitally would be, hey, I sell Avon, we have this brand new, really cool digital brochure. I could text it to you. You literally could just browse it like a regular brochure right on your phone. Would you be interested in seeing that? If they say yes, then all you have to do is get their name and number, and boom, you got their contact information. You can text them a brochure. Right? And then you're going to, every campaign, number 2, you're going to get a brochure to every single person, every campaign, whether it's paper or digital. You need to make sure you do it every campaign. And then you need to follow up with every customer, every campaign. Trust me, you guys, you are not going to get a lot of orders if you don't follow up. People are busy. We're all busy. And hi, Christina. Hi, Sandy. Good to see you. Christina, actually, you're live. You're not in the replay. So anyway, we're glad you're here. So here's the deal. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys, and I'm sorry if this sounds gross, but if you give somebody a brochure, they might sit in their car for a day or so. It might eventually make it to their kitchen counter, but ultimately it's going to end up in their bathroom or on their bedside because they just don't have time. And so they're going to be literally looking at this while they're in the bathroom, and they might be turning down pages, or while they're in bed, right? They might be turning down pages. They might go, oh, that looks really nice. And they'll be marking up pages, but they can't call you in the middle of the night, or they can't call you from the bathroom, or they probably don't want to. And so they put it down and they get busy and they forget. And if you just do that reminder, they're going to go, oh my gosh, I marked that up. Let me get it. And boom, you've got an order. If you don't do that reminder, eventually they're going to pick that brochure up again and they're going to go, oh, that's expired, and throw it away. And they're not even going to remember that they saw something in there that they wanted. And so you really need to do the follow-up, and it's just good customer service. Another reason why it's good customer service is that I do my reminder. I suggest you all do it 2 to 3 days before you place your order. And it's just courtesy to your customer saying, hey, I'm getting ready to place my order. Was there anything you wanted? Because how much would it suck if, and this happens all the time, if your customer called you the day after you placed your order? Now they have to wait 3 to 4 weeks before they're going to get another order from you, because we typically only place an order once every 2 weeks, right? And so by telling them, I'm going to be placing my order on Wednesday, let me know by Tuesday night if you want anything, you're giving them that courtesy. So they know, oh, if I want something, I better get it to her now, right? So it's just customer service. We're going to go into that a little more detail, but that's basically it. And so our Daily 8 system is, it's right here. You can click, we have our Daily 8 system. You can click here to print this sheet. And bottom line is, it's like, instead of working 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, our goal is to capture 8 points a day, 5 days a week, to get a total of 40 points a week. So you can get those 8 points in a lot less than 8 hours, but you can literally, if you can do this consistently over time, you can build a full-time income. You can build your Avon business into a full-time job. And but you've got to do it consistently. And so what I suggest you do is follow the plan for 90 days, teach your team to do the same thing, and then at the end of 90 days, repeat and repeat and repeat. Just keep doing it. Keep doing 30 days, whatever you want to do, but keep it going, right? And so you're going to click here to download the Daily 8 plan, and that gets you this. This is 9 pages. You can print the whole thing just to have one to read, but you really only need page 2 if you want to print a bunch of copies. And you're just going to get points for doing things. And these are the things that I said you need to do, right? Prospecting. So for every name that you collect, you can get a point. So if you're working on your list and you call 4 people and 3 of them say, yeah, I'd love to have a brochure, then you got 3 points, right? It's not for making the 4 calls, it's for getting a name. That means that if they said yes, that's a name, even if you already know their name, okay? But if you get new people that you don't know, then you get their contact information. Same thing if you're prospecting for team members. So 1 point for every person you get who is interested in learning more about selling Avon. And then 2 to 3 days after you first meet them, it's a quick text or whatever saying, hey, I met you at Walmart. I just check in to see if there's anything I can help you with. And then you're going to put them in your regular follow-up system. And so they'll get a follow-up and a brochure and all of that every campaign. But you get 1 extra point just for doing that quick follow-up 2 to 3 days after you meet them. Now you have your regular, you get a brochure to every customer. We teach to use a system. We teach campaign mailer to mail your brochures. It takes you 1 minute to do that, whether you have 1 brochure or hundreds. So that's why you only have 1 point. If you are literally delivering them all over the city, or you're doing whatever you're doing and it's taking time for you to get brochures out, give yourself more points. This is not me judging you. This is your business. You give yourself the points. You work the business your way. I'm not here to judge you. I'm only here to support you. The same thing, follow-up text to calls or calls or whatever to every customer 2 to 3 days before your order's placed. So you've mailed them a brochure with campaign mailer. Now you schedule a text that goes out to everybody, every one of your customers. It takes you 1 minute to do that. It just says, hey, this is Lynn with Avon. Just a quick reminder, my order's going in, right? If there's anything you want, let me know by Tuesday night, right? That I give you 1 point because if you're using our system, it only takes you a minute to set that up. Place your order at Avon, you get a point for doing that. That's a good thing to do, is place your order, right? And then sort and deliver your orders. I give you a point for that, but if it takes you a long time, give yourself more points, And if you're delivering over days, give yourself points for that, for all of those days, right? And then passive prospecting is like putting brochures out door to door or various businesses, but you're not collecting contact information. So it's kind of passive because you're hoping they'll order, right? So 1 point for doing that. Posting and scheduling posts on social media, that's also passive because you're posting and you're not actively getting names and numbers or whatever. And so you're hoping that they'll order. So 1 point for that, And then there's a point for scheduling a Facebook party, or if you come to our Facebook party and you bring guests, you can have a point for that. In fact, you can give yourself, if you come to my Facebook party, which I have coming this Tuesday, you can give yourself a point for every guest that shows up, but you got to work with them in the party, right? And then sponsor a representative, a point for each new recruit, a point for training contacts with them. If you're in leadership, you're going to want to review your leadership reports. So that's something you need to do for your business. Business training, Avon U. Avon has webinars. They have Facebook Lives. You can do our Facebook Friday, our Sunday Facebook Lives, Learning with Lynn. All of that is training for your business. So a point for that and a point for personal development. Now, all of these things are all things you need to do to grow your business. The top half to maybe 2/3 are the most important income producing activities. Anything active, getting names and numbers, following up, all of that, getting brochures to people, following up with them. All of that is really important. This other stuff, reviewing your leadership reports, business training, personal development, you still want to do that. In fact, your income grows along with your personal development, right? You grow into your income. So all of that's important, but don't do it instead of actively building your business. I hope that makes sense. I find people, and especially I get people that send me their daily 8 form and they say, I did personal development. It's like, that's great. That's not going to grow your business, So it's not, that's in a way, that's kind of like you're lying to yourself. You're telling yourself you're building your business, but you're not. So focus on the top ones up here. So this is our daily 8 system. And we have a daily 8 challenge. So you can click here to log your numbers. This is just a Google form, and it comes to me, and it tells me how many points you earned, what you did good this week, what maybe you didn't do so good. and how can you do better next time. It's just real basic, and I'm not going to judge you. Like I said, I'm here to support you, and you don't have to be on my team. I'm here to support you anyway. So you fill this out, and the cool thing about this is it keeps you accountable to yourself, right? Because you're going to fill this out. You're kind of in a way accountable to me, but I'm not keeping track of who's submitting and who isn't. But just by filling it out, what were your wins this week? What did you do well, or what are you proud of? Just by taking the minute it takes to figure that out, you've just figured out, oh, this works really well. I need to do more of that, right? And the same thing, what could you do? What did you not do so well, and how could you do better next time? You've just told yourself, okay, well, next time I'll try it this way. And just those things alone is going to help you grow your business. So this is a form. This comes to me. That's to track your numbers. And then, of course, make sure you're in our Online Beauty Biz Facebook group, which I think you all are. And so to be a part of our challenge, okay? So that's it. So let's talk about treating every day like your first day. So hi, Bonnie. Good to see you. Did I already say hi to you? Sorry. But so, okay, so, so many of us let opportunities pass us by and we just don't even know it could be happening, right? I mean, why? I mean, well, maybe we're burned out. Maybe we've reached a plateau, or we found ourselves in a rut. Sometimes you get going and you get into your comfort zone and you're kind of doing the basics, but you're not really stretching. You're not really growing, and you're not making the effort to really grow your business, right? And so if you're not paying attention, before you know it, those minutes have turned into years of lost chances. And so the problem with our comfort zone is that it's where we feel comfortable engaging with and being present in and operating in, right? And comfort zones are good. I'm not knocking comfort zones. They provide a sense of peace and a sense of safety and a sense of confidence, because we always know what we can expect when we're in our comfort zones. But what happens is when we are feeling uncomfortable, we tend to move back into our comfort zone, right? Because we're feeling uneasy. And then we grow accustomed to that sense of having peace and safety. And so we don't ever want to leave that comfort zone, right? But while comfort zones can provide us with some much needed relief from today's world, it can hold us back, especially when you're talking about your business. So your comfort zone can just literally hold your business back. You'll never grow if you don't get out of that comfort zone. So think back to some of the finest days that you've had in your life. I mean, maybe you started a new job or a new school, or maybe, think about if you're married, or if you have a love partner, a husband, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, whatever. Think about the beginning of that relationship. All the new relationships are exciting, right? When you meet somebody new and you're dating, it's exciting. And, and then you get married, and then you get old, and you get like us, and it becomes more routine, right? Or maybe the beginning of your Avon business. Maybe you started your Avon business and you were so excited, and everything was fresh and new, and you were just like, had all this, you were going to go for it, right? And your passion was at the best and brightest, and you were working hard for it. You looked for opportunities to shine and innovate. But then as time passed, maybe you lose a little bit of your enthusiasm, just like in a relationship, right? Boredom replaces energy, clutter replaces fresh ideas, routines are horrible because they replace creativity, right? And you're no longer keeping it fresh. So let's see. Anitra says, I've been working with Canva more to help my business. Canva is awesome. I love Canva. And so good job there. And Cinda says, thanks, I will have to sign off, but I will catch the replay. Okay, Cinda, if you're still on, no problem. We'll be here for the replay. So how do you rekindle that enthusiasm that you had when you first started your Avon business? Let's look at some ideas, right? I'm sorry, I have itchy nose. And anyway, I feel like I'm really not trying to play with my nose. I just itchy. Sorry about that. So remember, every day is a gift, right? Every day is a gift filled with opportunities to rise above fear and self-doubt and mediocrity, right? You have that 1,440 minutes every day, so make them count by setting specific goals to succeed, and then make every effort to exceed your own expectations. So recently we did a training on how to dramatically increase your sales. If you click this link, it will take you there. And I'm not going to go through that right now because that will take too long. But one of the things in this is a whole, and we have a training right here. This was our live for that training. But there's a goal planning tracker here, and we talked a lot about how to break down your goals, how to figure out what you want to accomplish, how to break it down, and how to make it work, right? And how to stretch yourself so that you would have, even more, So we talked about setting goals and breaking them down each campaign, even each day of the campaign. And so it's really important to know what your numbers are. What's the sales amount you want to reach each campaign? What does that equal every day, right? And then track it. Tracking is just a way to make sure that you're on track. It's not for you to beat yourself up. I don't ever want you to beat yourself up in your Avon business, ever. Because you're making the effort, then you should be patting yourself on the back for that, applauding yourself. If you're making the effort and you're trying to make it happen, then if you screwed something up, then that just is what it is. You screwed something up. That's no reason to beat yourself up. It's just a reason to learn, right? And so there's no reason to beat yourself up over not meeting your goal that day. So let's just say you had a goal of 1 customer order a day. And so today went by and you didn't get that customer order. Okay, well, if you're logging that every single day, yes, I got a customer. You can write it on your calendar. You can write it on our tracking sheet. You can just take it, handwrite it on there on our daily 8 tracking sheet, whatever. If your goal is $25 in sales every day, write that down, right? Every day, track it. And so today you wanted to at least get 1 order every day, right? And you didn't get an order today. Well, all that does is it lets you know that, okay, you're a little behind and you need to find a way to make up for that in the next day or in the next couple of days. So you have that in the back of your mind. Tomorrow I need to try to find 2. And if I don't tomorrow, I'll need to try to find 2 the next day. But you just want to, so that you always know where you stand, right? It's really important for your business. Okay, so use the power that you already have. I mean, we're all born with internal power. We all have a strength to overcome almost anything. We're resilient. As humans, we're resilient and we have strength. We have power. We have a innate ability to fight and to succeed. That's just who we are, right? So one key to success is discovering that power and using it to deal with the challenges that you encounter. Don't wait for someone else to open your door. Take responsibility and find a way to open it yourself. People in the direst circumstances have made ways to overcome the obstacles they faced, and they've opened the door to freedom, education, and business success by finding their power. I mean, a perfect example of that's Oprah. Oprah came from dirt poor, no shoes, no coat on her back, horrible childhood. She was abused. She was hungry. She didn't have anything, but she dug down and she found that power. And look at where she is now. Look at where she is now. She made it happen for herself. And so, maybe you don't have the education that other people have. Maybe you don't have the training that other people have. You have Google and you have YouTube and you have lives like mine. You have the Avon. Oh my gosh, Avon is doing so many trainings right now, even like how to do TikTok and how to all kinds of stuff, how to mentor your team, how product training, how to sell these products. There's so much that you can plug into. You just have to make that commitment that you're going to plug into it. You need to plug into it and you need to find your power source, use it to fuel your passion and release that greatness that's in you. And then stay alert. One of the greatest benefits of personal development is that you can train yourself to have a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset. This is something I talk a lot about in my daily lives when I do my Facebook daily lives. But a fixed mindset is someone where they assume that your character, your ability, and your intelligence are fixed traits and they can't be changed. So people who have a fixed mindset believe that you're born with what you have and that's what you have. You can't change it. You're born poor or you're born black. Of course you are. You can't change being black, but you can change how you were raised. You can change what you do with it, right? I mean, so if you're born poor, maybe you don't have education and maybe your family doesn't have education. It doesn't mean that you're destined to always be that way. But a fixed mindset believes, oh, well, I come from people that are not successful, so I can't be successful. That's what a fixed mindset is. A growth mindset, on the other hand, is the belief that your abilities and your intelligence can grow with time and experience. So you believe that you can become smarter and that your efforts affect your success, and with your persistence, you can learn anything. So a growth mindset says, okay, I don't know how to do this, but I'm going to get on Google or I'm going to get on YouTube and I'm going to figure it out. And I mean, I have done that a million times. I know Richard has done that a million times. My daughter lives in a van. She's a hippie. But she went away and she bought a van and she lives in a van. But you know what? She built that van out. She bought a cargo van and she built that van out, and she didn't know the first thing about building or construction or how to do anything, electrical, anything. And she got on Google and she taught herself how to do it. And she has an amazing van. So we all have the ability just to do whatever it is we want to do. We all have the ability to learn and to grow. And Anitra says, you're born blind or visually impaired. You can't change that. Ha, ha, ha. Anitra, yes, you can't change that, but that doesn't mean you're fixed. That doesn't mean you're limited by your blindness. In fact, I know you, and I know that for a fact you're not limited. And you thankfully got involved with the National Federation for the Blind, and they taught you how to be self-sufficient. They taught you how to be successful in spite of your blindness, right? So that's not a fixed thing. You're not limited by it. I already know you have a growth mindset, because you know that you can overcome anything and you can accomplish whatever you choose to accomplish. So that's what's one of the things that's really cool about you. So yes, so you're born blind. You're born whatever you're born with is what you're born with. And really all of us are born with something. Trust me. All of us are born with something. And but that doesn't mean that you can't overcome it and you can't achieve whatever you want, right? So open your eyes and see yourself as a go-getter with the power to turn a no into a yes. Be determined to blaze new trails to success. So determination finds many ways to succeed. So many people become discouraged when they're facing resistance, in reaching their goals. But most successful people overcome obstacles to reach success. Those with growth mindset believe that their basic ability is just the starting point for their true potential. Those people that have that growth mindset, they have that passion for learning rather than a constant need for approval. Their achievements come after the doors were closed. Dreams that were derailed, hecklers that berated them. Oh my gosh, even if you look at the Avon reps that are at the top, if you were to hear their stories, Lisa Wilbur's a good example of that. She lived in a trailer, and a single wide trailer, a very small one, and she had no money. And people laughed at her, and people said, you can't make money with Avon. And, now she makes a lot of money every year with Avon. I mean, mid 6 figures to high 6 figures, right? When the going got tough, the winners found in themselves that incredible resolve that every human being possesses, including you, and they stood firm against the odds, because you can't grow without obstacles. The truth is, every single one of us gets obstacles. You can't let the obstacle stop you. In fact, it's the obstacle that makes you successful. It's you learning how to find a way around that obstacle. It's you finding out how to go over it or under it or around it, or just building your character or building your knowledge so that you can get around it. Those are the things that make you successful. So think of a dozen ways to get around it and just start taking action. Remember, there's more than one road to success. You just have to not let that roadblock stop you, and you just have to figure it out and try. And if that doesn't work, then figure it out again and try again. So Anitra says, yep, I am getting good at getting around challenges. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so constantly improve yourself. So your Avon business is always going to have to deal with changes. This past year has evolved around the COVID pandemic, right? Many businesses are or have been shut down. Avon was shut down for, a week, I think, which scared me half to death, because if we can't get products, how do we stay in business? But Avon right now is having shortages because maybe they're not able to get some of the parts or the supplies that they need to package the products. I know right now they're having a problem with glass bottles. And so they've been really struggling to keep some of the fragrances in stock, right? Customers have lost their jobs and are cutting back on spending. We have lost one of our best customers who bought hundreds of dollars a campaign. She hasn't bought a thing since COVID started. I mean, we all deal with this, right? I mean, but we have to social distance, and that makes it harder to find new customers. But COVID's caused us to rethink how we do business in so many ways. And you want to stay abreast of what's going on and constantly improve your knowledge and your skills. That's why it's so cool that Avon's doing training on how to do TikTok and how to do Facebook Lives and how to work with Canva. And all of these things, they're helping you. I mean, it's amazing what Avon is doing to help us. So make that daily commitment to be better and be more knowledgeable and be more in touch than you were yesterday. Work to constantly better yourself and your Avon business skills. Take the Avon U courses, register and attend the Avon trainings, watch for Facebook Lives that will help you. Be on top of it. Constantly be working to improve yourself and your business, always looking for ways that you can do better. You can do better. That's part of why we do our daily 8 that you turn in that forum, because you go, well, I didn't do so good with this last week, but next week I'm going to try this and it will work better. That's how you get better. That's how you grow your business, right? Maintain a positive attitude. So there's tons of Avon Facebook groups out there with lots of other representatives that can help you when you need help. My only concern with these groups, and I just want you to be aware and I want you to be careful, is that when you get a bunch of people together, it's easy for the conversation to go negative or turn into complaint sessions. And that's not helpful for anybody. And it seems like women are bad at that. I'm going to beat myself. Women are usually worse at that. For some reason, we have to do these cat fights, right? But use the Facebook groups and connect with other reps and learn and share your knowledge and develop relationships. All of those things are advantages of connecting online, and all of those things will help you with your business. Just don't let yourself get sucked into the negative conversation. The one that's going on right now is, things happen. Avon changes policies or procedures. Prices go up. Products get discontinued. Complaining doesn't help at all. Right? My mentor and favorite motivational speaker, Jim Rohn, he says, when you get your own world, you can run it any way you want. We're not employees of Avon, and Avon doesn't need our permission to make decisions. It's funny, customers are always complaining to me, well, the price went up. Well, gas went up too, and the price of bread went up too. Prices go up, right? But Avon doesn't get my permission when they want to discontinue something. I don't own the company, and I'm not a shareholder. And I'm a rep. I represent their company, which means I have chosen to partner with Avon to build a business. So Avon is just a vendor that we're partnering with to build our business. Avon does a lot of things for us to help us to do that, but they don't get our permission when they want to make a change, because we're not at the top of the company, never will be, right? You want to be at the top of the company, you need to go apply and get a job there and work your way up to be CEO. Whatever. But it doesn't do any good to complain. Avon discontinues something. How does complaining help build your business? It doesn't. All it does is it creates negative energy that actually pulls you down. And so you make less. You are less successful because you're letting that negative energy suck you in. So when something happens, and here's an example, right now, what's going on in a lot of the groups is Avon is now selling Skin So Soft in CVS. Okay? I don't like it either, but you know what? I am not going to complain about it. I am not going to talk about it. I mean, I just did. I'm sorry. We're not going to go into any detail. But it is a decision Avon made. And I am just going to, it is what it is. It doesn't affect me. I will continue to work my business. It doesn't affect me. In fact, it might affect me in a good way. People don't realize this. But what happens is a customer sees Skin So Soft, which is our iconic product. It's what Avon's been known for 100 years, right? Somebody sees it in CVS and they go, oh, Avon's still around? And then when you hand them an Avon brochure, they're going to be more likely to take it because they're going to go, oh yeah, what else does Avon have? So it might actually help you increase your business. So it is what it is. Don't put judgment on it. just, it is what it is. You can't change it. There's no reason to be negative about it. Just continue to work your business, and hopefully in some way it will help you because it'll increase awareness or whatever. Okay. So focus on the good or find a solution. So if you want to be successful, it's critical that you focus on the positive and not the negative, right? You got to let go of the negative. The negative doesn't help unless you're looking for a solution. If you have a negative and you're like, how do I get around that? How do I get over it or under it or around it? That's one thing, but you don't focus on the negative. You don't focus on that thing. You're more like, how do I get around it, right? So since your conscious mind can only hold one thought at a time, either positive or negative, deliberately choose the positive thought. That way you keep your mind optimistic and your emotions positive. So in that instance about the skin so soft, instead your mind could be thinking, oh my gosh, is that going to hurt my business? Or your mind could be thinking, actually, that's going to increase awareness. It might help my business. Choose to focus on the positive one. It might help my business. Whether it does or not is really irrelevant. It's what you choose to focus on. Because now you're being positive and now you're going about your day and you're working on your business instead of sitting at home going, oh, woe is me. You know, Avon's selling Skin So Soft in the stores. I can't be successful. Which one do you think is going to be more successful? Right? You've got to choose the positive. Go for that. Right? So when presented with since your thoughts and feelings determine your actions, if you go with that positive, you're going to tend to be more of a constructive person. You're going to start moving forward and more rapidly towards the goals that you've chosen. And so when you're presented with a challenge, figure a way around it or figure out a way for it to lessen the impact on your business. Sometimes you can't get around it, but you sometimes can affect how it will impact you. Right? So eliminate the word problem from your vocabulary, replace it with challenge. So the word challenge is inherently positive because it's something you rise to and it makes you stronger and better, right? So it's the same situation, but if you're just changing the word you use, it changes your mindset, right? The best of all possible worlds, it's the best of all possible words to maintain a positive attitude and manage the stress is the word opportunity. So if instead of saying I have a problem, you could say I'm faced with an unexpected opportunity. And so if you're working on it as an opportunity, you're concentrating on the powers of finding out what an opportunity is, even if it's only a valuable lesson. You'll certainly find it. So remember, it's impossible to learn and grow and become successful without adversity and difficulties. If you don't have adversity and difficulties, how can you grow? Right? If you don't have adversity and difficulties, you're in your comfort zone. You're thinking, oh, everything's wonderful. Oh, I'm just taking care of myself. But you're not growing. You're not learning, right? So you got to learn to manage stress and rise above the difficulties in order to become a better person. Welcome each difficulty by looking at the situation and finding the good in it.
Karen says.
Yeah, so Karen says, you can never go wrong with positive thinking. Yes, exactly. I love that. That's awesome. You know, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but just really quick. Everybody always asks me, why do you always welcome every new rep that you sign up on your Facebook page? And you know, there's a whole thing behind that. It's all about energy. Right? I could be posting all day, hey, join my team, join my team, join my team. Why don't you sell Avon with me? Which is negative in a way because people are like, she's always pushy. She's always trying to, you know, you're not building relationships. You're just buy my stuff, right? Or sell Avon. But if you turn that around and you welcome somebody to your team, and I welcome every new representative, I do it for several reasons. One is when I send them the welcome email, I say, friend me on Facebook and be sure to join our groups, right? Our team groups. When they friend me on Facebook, they see that I welcome them. So that's powerful for them. But it's also powerful in a lot of ways. Hi, Rick. Hi, Tina. I'm sure she's here too. Hi, Lisa. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. Let's just say I just signed up Lisa, and she's in West Valley City, Utah. So I post on my Facebook page, welcome, Lisa from West Valley City, Utah. We're excited to have you on our team. And then Rick looks at that, and he doesn't really know me all that well, but he's a Facebook friend of mine, and he goes, oh, she can sign somebody up in West Valley? Oh, well, then I'm going to join her team. That's probably makes more sense if I talk about farther away. So if I welcome somebody in New York City, somebody else in New York City is like, oh, she can sign up somebody in New York? I'm going to join her team. I didn't have to try to sell them. I didn't have to try to talk them into it. It's their own thought process because I was positive. I'm welcoming people. So I've made them feel important because they come to me, my Facebook page to friend me, and they see that, oh, she welcomed me. How cool is that? I've made somebody else that lives in her town think, oh, maybe she can sign up. I can sign up with her. If she can sign somebody up in Springdale, Ohio, maybe I live in Springdale, maybe I can sign up with her. Another thing is, especially if you're signing up a lot of people, there are people out there that are watching you that are like going, oh my gosh, she's got it moving and grooving. I'm going to join her team. So all of these things are positive, and not once did you have to ask somebody to join your team. So anyway, I just wanted to say it's all about turning it around. The same thing like with these words where I talk about opportunity or challenge versus problem. So if I say welcome versus join my team, it's a whole different energy, and people perceive it differently than, oh, join my team. Oh, she's always recruiting, right? So, hey, move forward towards your goals and dreams. Start moving forward in your life by keeping your thoughts on your goals and your dreams and on the person that you are working towards becoming. What is that? What is that you're working on coming? What is it that you want your business to give you? For me, it's platinum executive senior unit leader. I don't know exactly what the title is. I should know. But it's a very top level of Avon, platinum executive, right? For me, that's that. So what do I want to do? I want to start moving towards that. I want to focus on working to become the person that it takes to be able to grow to that level, right? So you could be doing the same thing. Maybe your goal is President's Club. Maybe your goal right now, you're brand new and your goal is Premier, right? Selling 5,000. Keep that in your mind and work on that so that you're constantly, every day, you're fresh in your business and you're working on that goal, right? And when things go wrong temporarily, don't let them derail you. Find ways to go over it or around it or through it or under it. Keep that positive attitude. Be cheerful and resist every temptation towards negativity or disappointment. One of my favorite Avon people in the whole world is Timothy Brown. If you know him, you know what I'm talking about. I have never met anybody as positive and upbeat as Timothy Brown. Mm-hmm. I love him. And you know what? When you're upbeat and positive, people want to follow you around. And Timothy Brown, he's like the Pied Piper. He's up there like playing his little flute, and every one of us is following him around. When we go to the Avon incentive trips, we're following him around because he is positive and upbeat and wildly successful. And the reason he's successful is because he's positive and upbeat, and he finds solutions. He doesn't let anything hold him back. Rick says gold. That's what yours is, right, Rick? Okay, awesome. You're working for gold. So awesome. Woohoo. So, treat every day like your first day in business. Look for opportunities to shine and innovate. Be fresh every day. Every day, go to your business fresh with new eyes and wonder. Take pride in yourself as you review your day and see that you met your goals for that day. Or if you didn't meet your goals, then make a plan to make up for it the next day or so. That's why it's so important to track. That's why have that daily 8 system sitting on your desk or sitting in front of you so you can write down what you did every single day. And at the end of the day, review it and look at what did I do good, what did I not do good, right? Take pride in what you did. And if you didn't manage to make it happen that day, then make a plan to make up for it in the next day. Anitra says, I'm not new anymore, but still pushing myself to make Premier. So you're new to Premier, Anitra. That's awesome. I'm rooting you on to be Premier. How cool is that? See? So that's it. That's that fresh mind, right? I'm going for goals, whatever they are, right? So feel that adrenaline rush as you survey your new opportunities. There you go, Anitra. You have that adrenaline rush. You're going to get to Premier. Hawaii. Lisa Hilton says her and Doug are going to Hawaii. I'm going to buy you a drink, Lisa. I am excited to see you there. So don't ever stop pursuing great ideas, right? Know that the success of your business is entirely up to you. So focus on your mindset, stay positive, be open to new ideas and opportunities, and fight for your success. Stay determined, stand by your decisions, and do all of the necessary hard work to achieve great things in your life and your business, because it's going to take hard work, right? No successful person simply sat and waited for success to fall into their hands, just like that. You got to act. I get reps sometimes that think that it's going to fall into their lap, but it doesn't. It doesn't ever fall into your lap. Resolve to succeed. You can succeed in anything, but no, it won't be easy, right? Resolve to yourself that nothing can stop you. Allow yourself to dream a little and give yourself hope. You'll be able to do things you didn't even know you could do. If you find that inner strength, you will be able to accomplish all kinds of things that you didn't even know you could do. Becoming successful in your life and in your Avon business requires patience, dedication, and hard work, but you've got this. I know you do. You've got this. Lisa Hill, Carrie. Carrie's going to Hawaii. Woo woo. Carrie says dedication, motivation, and act on the plan. Exactly. And Lisa, strawberry daiquiri with whipped cream. You got it. You just meet me there in Hawaii and you got it. Woohoo. So that's what I have. Do you have anything you want to add?
No, I mean, a lot of this, the daily aid is really helpful because most of our lives is all, we tend to treat our business not like we do things in our normal life. We make course corrections. If you go on a trip back in the good old days and you could fly somewhere or get in a boat, the pilot or the ship captain, they have to make course corrections. They don't just get on the boat and you leave the harbor and the boat just sails itself straight to the other place. They make slight course corrections all the time. And even in our daily lives, we have to, you have to fill up the gas tank every now and then, or you have to get a tune-up on your car. You do the little things. And the daily aid is really helpful in that because it gives you something to try to shoot for every day. And as you're doing the daily aid, you have the opportunity, if something goes right, you always make a mental note of it, and you'll continue doing it and keep doing the right thing. But then if you make a mistake or if something goes wrong or whatever, you'll stop for a minute and analyze it and make a course correction. And that's just the way things are. But the main thing is just the steady, dedicated business. If you're working at your business daily, weekly, you will grow. If you sputter and stop out every now and then, it's going to take a long time for you to succeed. But just keep at it every single day.
In fact, you most likely won't.
Yeah.
If you stop and start and stop and start and stop and start, you most likely will not succeed. At least not if you're going for big goals.
Mm-hmm.
You might be a little bit successful, but every time that you stop, you slide back. Mm-hmm. And then you go again and you stop and you slide back. And so you lose the ground that you covered. So you always have to be moving forward.
And giving us the feedback is really helpful because not only can we give you an attagirl or attaboy for the things you do right, but sometimes you may mention something that we've done in the past, and you may have an idea that may help us, or we may have an idea on what you did that we saw, they did that, but we did it slightly differently, and I see what they're saying. They may have a problem doing it the way they're continuing to do it, and we may have a way to correct it. And then we can learn from you as well. So that's why it's good to just give feedback all the time.
Yeah, we might actually adjust ours based on what you said.
Yeah, we don't know everything.
So Lisa says, I like how you talked about why you mentioned where all your new reps are from. That's such a great idea. Mm-hmm. So, we never had an upline, and we actually didn't even have a district manager. That was very helpful. So we had nobody to help us when we started selling Avon. We've been doing it for 20 years now. But once we decided we wanted to be successful, we paid for training. We went to conventions, and not Avon, outside conventions like direct sales training and network marketing training. And we went, and for years and years, every single year we went on the MLM Mastermind cruise and the MLM Mastermind event. And the people that go to those events are the top in every company. So I know the top person in Sensi. I know the top person in a lot of different companies. We're friends with them because we went on these trips, right? And we hung with them. And the more successful people you hang around, the more it rubs off on you. But a lot of this stuff I learned from them. This thing about welcoming every new recruit, I learned from that. I learned from somebody who's highly successful, and they're like, it's actually pretty easy. You give from the heart, you welcome somebody, and look at how all the ways it pays you back. And so I now welcome every single new recruit. And sometimes I feel silly because I do it as part of my setup when I'm setting them up. So I get a new recruit, and I have a spreadsheet I use. I got to send them an email. I got to welcome them on Facebook. I got to add them to my text. I got to do this. So I welcome them on Facebook, and then an hour later I get another new recruit, and I just already welcome. So sometimes I have 4 or 5 posts in a day, right? But it is what it is, and I make it a point to do that every single one because it's powerful. And then I have friends that I run into, and they're like, wow, you've got it moving and growing, girl. What are you doing? You signed up a lot of people. But a lot of that, I'm signing up a lot of people, but a lot of that is because I've been consistent for years, and I never stopped following up. I still follow up. And Rick is on this call, Rick and Tina. They can attest to this because I trained them to do this, and they see the same thing. We'll get someone that will sign up now that has been on our list for 3 years. I've been emailing them or texting them after the first little while, it's like every couple of days, and then it's every week, and then it's every 2 weeks, and every 3 weeks. And then it gets down to where I alternate email and text once a month. So they hear from me once a month. But I'll get somebody that's been on my list for 3 years or longer, and all of a sudden today they got something from me that said, oh, maybe I better sign up, and they signed up. And so and that's why I'm getting so many now, is because I filled the funnel for years, and the funnel's really full, and they're starting to drop through. So that's how it comes up. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, life happens. I mean, most people didn't have COVID on their 5-year plan, I'm sure, to grow their business. So it's been a real whammy thrown at everybody. But some people are affected. So maybe now's the time that people decided, hey, I'm going to take a look at this Avon thing. I've thought about it in the past, but now's a good time to look at it because I've lost my job, or I don't think I'm not going back to work for another month, or I may not go back ever. So yeah. Life happens.
Yeah, I actually had one that joined yesterday, and she told me that she found a job, and that's why she's selling Avon. So, it's different for everybody. But she said to me, I've sold Avon before, and it worked really well when I could sell at work. Mm-hmm. So now I have a job, so I can sell at work. So now I want to try it again. So, everybody's different, right? Mm-hmm. So Rick says, true, I had one from over a year ago. Mm-hmm. It's you guys, you don't ever quit following up. Don't ever quit following up. Don't ever quit. Even the follow-ups for I'm placing my order on Wednesday. Don't ever stop following up unless they tell you to, because it's just a quick text. It's not killing anybody. And at least they're like, okay, she sent in an order. I don't need anything. And that's the end of it. No problem. Nobody's begging anything, right? And just don't ever stop following up, because the follow-up is gold. The follow-up is what's going to get you to what you want in your business. So that's all we have. Let's come back to us. Boom. All right. So a couple of things. We are having a Facebook party on Wednesday. We're having a Facebook party on the 24th, which is Wednesday. You guys probably should have all seen it in Online Beauty Biz. If you are in Online Beauty Biz, you are welcome to join the party and bring your guests, and I will help you sell to them. I do have some rules, so find the rules in Online Beauty Biz and read them. One of the rules is you have to be a member of Online Beauty Biz. So please do not invite your team members. If anybody that joins the group, if they're a member of Online Beauty Biz, Facebook will automatically let them into the party. So if they're a rep and they didn't automatically get put into the party, I will deny them, because you have to be in our Online Beauty Biz group. So hi, Mary, good to see you. And the reason for that is because, there's how many hundreds of thousands of reps. I can't do this for everybody. So I'm doing it for you because you're following me. So don't invite your team to join this party unless they're part of the group. I mean, they can join the group, the Online Beauty Biz, but I'm just saying they will not get admitted into the party if they're a rep unless they're in the Online Beauty Biz group. Just because I have to limit it somehow. I can't have hundreds of thousands of people in there, right? Number 2, do not add your guests. There's a training in the post when I posted it on Online Beauty Biz in the Facebook group, and in the emails I sent out, there's a training on how to invite people. Do not just click on the invite button from the group because I will deny them. Because what happens is that's spam. Facebook considers that, even though they're saying invite people you know, click here to invite people you know. If you start doing that, Facebook considers it to be spam. If you invite one person, it's no big deal. But if you invite a whole bunch of people, it becomes spam. And you're not only hurting you, you're hurting me because I'm the one running the party. So I will not allow it. You have to invite them. They have to themselves ask to be included in the group. So anyway, and then come into the party. And I want you to interact. I want you to interact with people. I want you to, especially your guests, if I post something, you say you have a guest named Mary in there. You might actually comment on there. Mary, this is what you've been looking for. Mary, this would be perfect for you. Interact and bring your group. And then you will give your link to your store outside of the party in a private message. No links inside the party because everybody else's guests are in there. We don't want any confusion. So you will private message your link to your guest. And I have to say it, only you can interact with everybody in the party, but please don't try to contact somebody else's guests outside of the party. That crosses a fine line. So, we want to be above board 100%. So that's all I have there. Rick says it rarely works. I'm sure he's talking about just inviting people to the party. It doesn't work. And the thing is Facebook, they're asking you to click on click here to invite people. But here's what they do. When you do that, Facebook gives them a 30-day preview to the group, so they don't ever have to join. They get this preview, but now they're not in the group. They're not part of the conversation. They're not getting the notices. That's not going to help you. You don't want that. You want them to join the group so they will be noticed. They will get notifications of any posts that I do, and they will be a part of the conversation. So please, they have to join themselves. Don't add people to the group. But that's all I have. I'm sorry, I didn't want to go off on a tangent. That's this coming Wednesday. I'm really excited. Our parties have done really well in the past, so I'm excited to be able to offer this for you. If you've been struggling to build your business, get some people in that party. And that's it. Yep.
You can't have parties in live right now, but you can have them on Facebook.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to add some more customers to your business.
All right. That's all we have, you guys. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place. Go out there. Have an amazing week. Treat every day like it's your first day in business. And I am going to see you all in Hawaii. I have a strawberry daiquiri, right?
With whipped cream.
With whipped cream, waiting for Lisa. And Anitra says, I'm proud to say I got a new customer, an old friend who even placed an order. Woohoo! Go, Anitra. Lisa says, don't poach. Yeah, I was trying to be nice. But I mean, there's no reason for you to contact somebody else who's not your guest outside of the party, right? At all. Carrie says, thank you for the updates. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bonnie says, thank you. And Rick says, thank you. Oh, Lisa says, thank you. Rick says, thank you. All right, you guys, have a great week. We will see you later.
See you. Have a good one.